Hey y'all, it's Caitlyn, and Brandy. So, there's a little thing called the Alphabet Challenge, where you get pops pops with the name that starts with each letter of the alphabet. And the way the thing usually works, because I've done it before, is you get all the ones that you can, and if you miss 3, then you fail the challenge. You don't necessarily have to get all the letters of the alphabet. Meanwhile, Brandy, what does she do? She goes out and buy an X pop so that she doesn't fail the challenge. But whatever. But anyway, at the end of her challenge, which she was challenged by the Welsh Dragon, she challenged Caitlyn and Funko Pops and Unicorns. Last I checked, we're the same person. So it's kind of funny because, like, 2 years ago, I guess now. Wow. Yeah, a year, 2 years ago. No, it had to be over a year ago, so closer to 2 years. When I did the challenge originally, I was challenged by completely Corey, and I remember he said, "I want you to do the challenge if you can." I took that as even more of a challenge, and I said in the video, like, I wanted to kind of do it twice, like get 2 of each letter of the alphabet. But I didn't because laziness won out. But now that Brandy has challenged both me and my YouTube persona, I guess, well, we're doing it twice. So, I got 2 of each letter of the alphabet. I could have done it 3 times, I think. In fact, when I was pulling them all out, I realized I accidentally got 3 of some letters and had to figure out which one to put back. But yeah, so you can kind of see here, I got these pops stacked up high right here. Hopefully I can keep track of the alphabet. But anyway, so let's just go ahead and start. I'm going to try to briefly explain why I chose the pops, other than the fact that I was mainly going from this side of my collection to the other side, and I just got the letters that stood out to me first. But, you know, kind of like why I bought the pop. Hopefully it won't be quite as long as JLH's video, but if it does, you have Brandy to blame. So, number, shit, I'm already screwing it up. A, I have Antiope from the 2017 Wonder Woman movie, and I have Alpha 5 from Power Rangers. Alpha, I love Power Rangers, and Alpha was so cute. He was kind of like the robotic friend we all wished for in the 90s. I mean, that was really freaking cool. I mean, his design, his voice, his mannerisms, you just kind of had to fall in love with the little guy in Power Rangers. And Antiope, she doesn't get near as much love from the comics. You don't see her very often. I love the character, I always have. She's kind of like the anti-Hippolyta in the comics. You know, she's Hippolyta's sister. But in the comics, she pretty much she's the founder of another Amazon tribe, exclusive from Hippolyta's. So it's really cool. It was really awesome to see her in this movie, to see her as Diana's mentor. So, absolutely love this. And of course, I have pretty much every Wonder Woman pop that they've made for both movies now. And then for B, I have the breast cancer Batman, because my aunt is a breast cancer survivor. I was gonna go with the Pride Batman, because I'm still filming. This may come out in July, I don't know, but I'm filming this in June still, and you know, it's Pride Month. But you know, if you want, again, I don't know if this is coming out in June or July, but at the end of June I'm putting out a Pride video, and if you watched that, you saw where I said, you know, Pride isn't exclusive to one month, and neither is other causes. You know, Breast Cancer Month is in October, but you can acknowledge and donate and just make yourself self-aware of the struggles that people with breast cancer are going through all year round. So definitely a good one there. And then my other B is Bella Swan from Twilight. I will always be a Twilight fan. It's not one of my major fandoms. It was when I was a kid, but not anymore. I have one of each character from Twilight. So I have this Bella, I have the Sparkle Edward. They only made one Jacob. And then I also have the New York Comic Con Jane. I really wish they had made other characters other than just those 4, because I'm a big fan of Alice and Esme, but whatever. But this is Vampire Bella. And yeah, never leaving my collection. It's been forever since I've read Twilight. I haven't even read the newer book yet. Probably won't, but whatever. And so for C, we have Chip. Chip is so damn cute. That's all I really have to say about this. I still #never seen it. The original animated movie. I've only seen the live action. I know I'm horrible, but this is so damn cute. Where he is blowing the bubbles through himself, pretty much, because every little kid has done that. You know, they take in a straw and blow bubbles with their milk or something. So I just always found this to be so damn cute, and I am a fan of Disney. I just never watched that particular movie. And then I also have the spring edition of Chester McFreckle. I love the Wetmore Forest series. I think this is one of the best original series that Funko has done. Funko hasn't done that many original characters since the pandemic hit. And I think it's because a lot of their main revenue or whatever comes from the more popular characters, Batman, Deadpool, that kind of thing. So they've probably been holding back on these for a little bit. I don't blame them. But yeah, I absolutely love the Wetmore Forest. I have all of them but the Chase of, I can't even remember their names, Slug and Glob or something like that. Those are the only ones I don't have, is the Chase version of those. But other than that, I have them all, including all the different seasonal variants, and he's so cute and pink. So, absolutely love that. D, I have Danny Phantom. So Danny Phantom came out, last year for New York Comic Con. It was shared with Target. Geeky Mom Bear actually got this and asked if anyone needed it, and I jumped on it. So thankfully she was able to get it to me. So absolutely love this. I loved Danny Phantom as a kid. It was one of the best Nickelodeon shows ever in my childhood. That and Fairly Odd Parents. I think both the Fairly Odd Parents, Cosmo and Wanda, I think those should be pops as well. But for right now, I mean, I liked a lot of Nickelodeon shows, but Danny Phantom was just so freaking cool with the storyline and the concept. So really, really love this, and his green eyes are just incredible. So Danny, and then we also have Draculara for D. So I love Monster High. That is no secret at this point. I just absolutely love these characters. I love this series. And Monster High is coming back, I believe, next year. The doll line is coming back, which hopefully I can get my hands on a few. I've neglected. I only got really one Monster High doll from the original series. And a lot of those are super expensive now. So hopefully I can collect them a little bit. I don't want to start a whole new collection, but maybe. I am scared though that because all the people that were at Mattel when Monster High originally came out have now left the company or have been fired from the company. So hopefully Monster High still turns out to be alright. I know they're doing like a live action movie as well as a new web series, so we'll see. Hopefully they haven't changed it too much, and if they have changed it, it's in positive ways. But there is Draculara. And then for E, whenever I do something like this, I usually try to incorporate at least one Once Upon a Time character. And it's usually Regina or Zelina, because those are my favorite characters. But I decided to give Emma Swan her time in the spotlight. I don't have the full set of Once Upon a Time. I know I'm missing Captain Hook, and I'm missing the original Rumpelstiltskin. I believe that's it, though. But this is the only Emma Swan they made. I think they could have made more, especially since she's pretty much the main character throughout most of the series. But I absolutely love this. If you know the show, she's the daughter of Snow White. And Once Upon a Time was just amazing in the storytelling and just the concept of them telling the modern story and then flashing back to tell the past events. It was something that no other series had done yet at that time, so it was just really, really fascinating, and it still kind of breaks my heart that the series is over. Kind of wished it just kept going on and on and on. I even liked the last series. Most people didn't. Last season, season 7. I liked it. You kind of had to think of it more as like almost like a spin-off more than the last season of the show, because it's so different from the rest of it, but it's still enjoyable. And speaking of Disney, another E is for Evie from Disney's Descendants. So, absolutely love the Descendants. I will say I do like Ever After High more. If you don't know, Descendants was pretty much created to kind of combat Ever After High after after Mattel started making Ever After High series and dolls. It's also why Mattel lost the Disney Princess Dolls licensing, and now Hasbro makes the Disney Princess Dolls. It was all because they made Ever After High, which I like the story of Descendants a lot. I like the characters of Ever After more, but Evie is such awesome. Like, all 4 of the main characters were awesome, and my main problem was with the other supporting characters. But absolutely amazing. My favorite character is Mal, so I usually use her, so switching it up and using Evie for this one, daughter of Evil Queen. And actually, I just now noticed, daughter of the Evil Queen and daughter of Snow White, so it kind of goes together. So, different series, both owned by Disney, so it goes together. F, we have the Flash. So this is the newest Flash that came out. I have other Flashes, but honestly, I have them in my online spreadsheet as just the Flash. And I'm like, if I pull these out, it's going to say, like, Blue Lantern Flash instead of just Flash. So I'm going to have to pick another one. So I just went with one that I know it's got a D there. I don't really care. We're ignoring the D, okay? We're just going for the Flash. And if anyone's got a problem with that, you can click off the video. But this is the glow-in-the-dark Flash that pretty recently came out at the Funko shop. I've never seen the CW series, but I absolutely love the Flash. I love DC. It's not exactly a secret here. And then also from DC, a CW show I have watched is DC Legends of Tomorrow. We have Firestorm. I really, really miss the characters of what was even his name? They called him Jax, but it was something else. Jax and Martin Stein. Firestorm is such an incredible concept on its own, but seeing it in live action was just incredible. Basically, you have 2 people, and when they merge together, there's only one physical body left, and the other one is pretty much just a conscious entity inside of his mind. So I absolutely love Firestorm. I love the concept. I love his powers. I love DC Legends of Tomorrow, even though I'm behind on it. I really need to pick up the pace and watch more of the series. And one day, eventually, I will. So for G, we have Gambit. Gambit from X-Men. I do have the glow-in-the-dark one from Entertainment Earth. I just love the X-Men. I didn't really grow up. I watched it after I finished watching Justice League the animated series. I looked up X-Men the animated series and fell in love with that one too. Not as much as I did with Justice League, but absolutely love it. So anything that resembles the X-Men animated series from the 90s, I'm probably gonna get. So absolutely awesome. I love his eyes still. I love how they have his powers activated with the cards. You can actually see the actual card within the pink energy if you look close enough. So absolutely freaking love this one a lot. Again, I just love the X-Men. But also, now this one was I actually had another one as my second G, and I switched it right before doing the video, because I glanced at it on the shelf and I'm like, you know what? This pop was so popular when it first came out, but no one ever talks about it anymore. And that is Gus Gus from the Cinderella movie, the live action version. But yeah, they didn't make a lot of pops for this movie. But it's just little Gus Gus inside of the glass slipper. And that is one of the most cutest things I've ever seen. And I have seen this one. I saw it in theaters, actually. But yeah, just the slipper itself, but then little Gus Gus sitting in the little shoe is just so freaking adorable. It's still one of my favorite pops in my collection. I don't really care for the movie, just because I don't really care for Cinderella all that much. But gosh, this isn't one of the cutest pops in my collection. So I had to acknowledge it just a little bit, because again, no one talks about it anymore. And then still on to Disney for H, I have Heimlich from A Bug's Life. And I think this one was Allie's H2 in Stop and JLH's video. But yeah, I love The Bug's Life. Loved it as a kid. It's been years since I've watched it. I need to get it or watch it again. Because I'm thinking about getting rid of my Disney Plus, because y'all know I don't watch anything. But I kind of want to watch Bug's Life before I get rid of it, to see if it holds up to the nostalgia. Because again, I haven't seen this since I was very young. I still remember it. But yeah, I loved Heimlich. Heimlich is so damn cute. If there's probably a character in Disney or Pixar that I relate to the most, it's probably Heimlich. Oh my god, especially me as a young kid. So I absolutely love this. There needed to be more characters made for Bug's Life. I love him so damn much. There's something on the top of him. It came off though. So all these pops are super dusty. I will say that. My throat is getting scratchy from handling them a little bit. And then this one, I honestly didn't know this one was damaged. I must have forgotten about it, because I know it didn't happen recently. So it probably came in that way and I just forgot. But this is one of the GameStop exclusive Harley Quinns. It came out, when did this come out? 2019. So, you know, fairly new. Not really, but kind of. I know this came off of one of the comic book covers. I really wish they did more of Harley from the comics. They started doing it a lot, but then kind of stopped during the pandemic. I still really want, like, Old Lady Harley would be really freaking cool. That's the one I want the most. Harley in her super suit when she's with Power Girl. I just love Harley Quinn, and I wish they would just keep making more from the comics. But yeah, I absolutely love that one. Probably not my favorite Harley in my collection, but it's one that doesn't get showcased a lot, so why not? So for I actually have two Marvel. So this one is the gold Iron Man Tales of Suspense, number 40. So when I did my purge not too long ago, I actually got rid of most of my Marvel Collector Core pops. In fact, there's a silver one of this one that I A-OK'd to Spectre, because I know he loves Iron Man. So I just A-OK'd that to him. I was sending Mama J something anyway, so. But I wanted to keep the gold one, because the gold one was a little bit harder to get. And I do still love Marvel. I just don't love it as much as, you know, DC or whatever. By whatever, I mean, like, Disney, Power Rangers, that kind of thing. But yeah, this was one where you had to order it separately. It didn't come in the Marvel Collector Core subscription box, back when it was actually a subscription box from Funko. And it was better than the one on Amazon, but people were still bitching about it, so it went to Amazon and became lame. And then all the others just sort of disappeared. I'm still mad about that, if you couldn't tell. But anyway, you see, this is from, like, one of his first appearances. I don't believe the very first appearance of it, but pretty close. I do really love this. Probably one. I have this one, and I have Thor, like Jane Foster's Thor. I don't know if I have any more Collector Core in my collection or not. I may have gotten rid of all the rest of it. I don't know. But also, I have the Flocked Iceman. Freezer burnt Iceman. This is still hilarious to me. A Flocked Iceman. It's a freezer burnt Iceman. I know, like, someone said this made sense for something. Someone said that there was an explanation for this in the comics. But I can't remember what that explanation was. And when I first saw this, I just went with Freezer Burnt Iceman, and I instantly fell in love with it. I actually still have the original Iceman pop that came out too that everyone hated. The concept art looked awesome. The actual pop, not as awesome. But everyone hated it. I didn't mind it. My first superhero show I ever watched was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, which starred Iceman and Firestorm. So, always have a special place in my heart for those three characters. So yeah, I do still have both of those. I like that Iceman mainly for that reason, but I also have this one too, just because it's freaking funny. But I want a Firestorm pop though, Funko, please. So now we have Jay. So first Jay, we got Jem from Jem and the Holograms, which was an 80s cartoon. I absolutely love Jem and the Holograms. It's a musical cartoon about a couple of all-girl rival bands. There's a lot of other stuff as well. There's obviously holograms, kidnapped children on occasion. It was just a really weird show, but it was so freaking cute and wholesome at the same time. I absolutely love this. I love the comics, especially. A few years ago, they started making Jem comic books. They stopped, unfortunately. It only lasted a couple years. But damn, were those comics way better than the show. But they've only made Jem and Pizzazz so far. I really, really wish they would make more of them. I doubt it's going to happen. But yeah, I absolutely love them. A Jerrica pop would probably be cool if they had made this one like the normal one and made Jerrica the Chase. I feel like that would have made a lot of sense, but whatever. But still, really, really love it. I love Jem as a series. I love it as a comic series. So, wanted to add that one. And then my other J is Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote. I like old shows. I grew up on sitcoms like Gilligan's Island and Beverly Hillbillies and Andy Griffith Show and things like that, Laverne and Shirley. But today if I'm watching TV, I'm usually watching something paranormal or I'm watching some kind of crime drama. And this is kind of like the combination of both, like old sitcom-ish, and then it was one of the first, well, I guess not one of the first, but it was the only older crime drama that I ever watched. My aunt loves it too. She and I are the two that like the paranormal and the crime drama. My mom doesn't really like it. Well, she likes like NCIS, but she hates paranormal stuff. But I absolutely love this series. I think it's amazing. I was so happy when they made this. I'm like, this is going to be one of the weirdest people pops in my collection just because of who it is, and I don't care. I want this pop. And I'm sure it's like worth nothing. I don't care. I'm not getting rid of it. Okay, guys, I don't really know what point in the video it happened. I'm hoping I stopped it in time. We shall see. But I realized I have them stacked in a weird way. And I realized I wasn't going in alphabetical order anymore. So I think the ones I overdid over here are good. Hopefully A through J worked alright. But it was really, I went, yeah, it was after K that things screwed up. But anyway, so I'm going to try and go through this a little bit again. And hopefully I don't have to do the whole video over again. If it was out of order in the past, y'all know I can't read that well. You know I can't do math that well, so it really shouldn't be a shock to you. But anyway, I did catch myself finally. But anyway, so here's one of my Ks. This is Katana from the Bombshell series. I had to include something Bombshells. Katana's not my favorite character, but I had to include it again. I love the DC Bombshells. I loved it when it was just artwork. I loved it when it became a statue line. I loved it, the comics. Oh my god, did I love the comics. The comics, I'm a bit of a history buff. So you take the DC comic woman, you take World War II, and you take the LGBTQ community, because nearly every character in the Bombshell comic books was gay. And I absolutely fell in love with it. Excuse me. But, yeah. I love that series. I have the majority of them besides the two Jokers of the pop set. And I don't have all of the statues either, but I'm closer. And also, I had turned on the hot girl light sometime while I was screwing things up. So, the hot girl light's on now. But also, we have Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern. So this is a Fugitive Toys exclusive. Fugitive Toys usually, or they used to, launch a DC pop, a White Lantern pop, during San Diego Comic-Con season, usually right before the con started. And there's always like a normal one and a common one. So there's like a Superman, a Batman, Wonder Woman, several different characters. But this was actually a Green Lantern. This is Kyle Rayner as a White Lantern. And I'm hoping that if they do it again for this year, who knows if they will, I'm hoping that they do Jessica Cruz, or there's even a brand new, there's actually a couple of new Green Lanterns that they haven't done yet. Simon Bies, I believe, and I don't know the name of the new girl, but really awesome. There's too many Green Lanterns to keep up with, but I really do hope, because I love getting new characters. Or even Alan Scott. We have an Alan Scott one, but we don't have like a Green Lantern one, but I don't believe that's canon. They might be sticking to the canon characters. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But here's where I started screwing up, because right below the K's I had the P's, because that's just the way I stacked them. So instead of going across, I was going up and down. So yeah, that was my problem. But here we have Louie from the Mickey Mouse and Friends Halloween series. So this was a Funko Shop exclusive along with his two brothers. I'm a huge sucker for the Halloween pops. Always have been, always will be. Anything Halloween, Disney, or DC, or anything Christmas, Halloween, or Christmas, Disney, or DC, chances are I'm gonna buy it because they're cute. I go crazy decorating the inside of the house for Christmas, not so much Halloween. But I do take all of my Halloween pops out, or most of them, and display them because, damn, they're cute. So, there's no really other reason except they are adorable, and I'm just a huge sucker for them. I'm always going to be a huge sucker for them. Also, for Elle, we have Lily Munster. Again, I grew up on older sitcoms, including The Munsters. For those who don't know, they actually rebooted The Munsters several years ago, making it like for some reason, they were put into like a deep sleep, like one of Grandpa's experiments went wrong, and they didn't wake up for like a couple decades. Yeah, it was really weird. You know, obviously a whole new cast. It was in color. It just did not have the same vibes as the original show did. This show made me laugh so hard, and so did the original Addams Family. We're gonna get to that later on, but yeah, Lily. I only have Lily and Eddie in my collection, so this is a set that I do want to complete character-wise. I want the original Herman. I don't really care about the newer Walgreens exclusive one. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous, and I'm not ashamed to say I may have had a small crush on her as a kid. But anyway, who didn't? It was either her, Elvira, or Morticia. I mean, come on. For M, we have Mystique. So Mystique is Rogue's adopted mother in the comics. And Gambit's biological mother. Or not Gambit, sorry. That would be weird. Nightcrawler, there we go. Not Gambit. Nightcrawler's biological mother in the comics. But I've always loved her. I loved her design. I love the concept of her. I love the movie version of her. I think Jennifer Lawrence did a good job. Again, another character in the LGBTQ community, Funko. Next year for Pride Month, do some characters that are in the LGBTQ community in Pride form, because that would be cool, and I want another Mystique pop. So, absolutely love her. One of my favorite X-Men villains for sure. The other M I have is Madame Leoda. So, I have seen, I have seen Haunted Mansion. It's another one I need to watch when I watch Bugs Life. I was looking to make sure I got past Bugs Life before I said that. But I'm like, is that part of the video that got cut out? But no. But yeah, this is a glow-in-the-dark pop. Her candles on either side of her are supposed to glow. Unfortunately, only one of mine does. Like, only one side of her glows. So something went wrong with this pop, but whatever. It is a Disney Parks exclusive. I don't have many of those. So absolutely love this, and it's one of the most amazing, like, well done pops that Funko has ever done, in my opinion. So absolutely love it. Madame Leota. And then for N, we have Nightcrawler and Nightwing. So we have two nights going on. So Nightwing, I did have the DC Legion of Collectors version of this one, of Nightwing, but it sucks. It's got the original, like, disco look going on, and I am not a fan of that one. So I love this one a lot more. This came out last year, yeah, for New York Comic Con. Absolutely love it. Again, another Batman character, so of course I'm gonna get it. Anything Batman, or especially if it's a new character or in a design that I like better than the one I have, I'm always gonna buy it. Chances are I'm always gonna buy it. So absolutely love Nightwing. And also, this is my friend Ray's Chaos's favorite character. Guys, if you like DC stuff, please go check out his channel. And he also does a little bit of horror stuff as well. I cannot suggest his channel enough. He's a really awesome dude. But then for SDCC last year, we got the movie version of Nightcrawler. So this was our first Nightcrawler pop. There were a couple different variants of him that came out, and I absolutely love it. Nightcrawler is very interesting. I'll admit I knew him more for X-Men Evolutions, which is a completely different character because it's like a, you know, average teenager dealing with his powers. But in the movie and in the X-Men animated series, where he appeared very briefly, he was raised by monks. So he's actually, you know, very religious. And you don't see religion and superheroes mixed too often. For those who don't know, I am Christian. I'm not trying to preach to anyone. But it is really cool to see those two worlds kind of combined together. And it really shows a light on the way we are in society, which is really how the X-Men was set up to be in the first place. But, you know, this is a guy who looks like a demon, but his heart is with God. So I just always have loved that concept. So absolutely love him. And then for O, we have Owlman, another DC Comics. This is from the what's their name? Crap. My mind is shit today. I swear to freaking God. What is the name of that? Justice Society? Injustice Society? Yeah, I think that's it. No. That's not it. That's gonna bug the crap. I'm putting it here because this is bothering me. But I'll Google it later. But yeah, this is Owlman, so he's like the interdimensional version of Batman, so the evil version of Batman. Very, very selfish. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Brainiac in the sense. He doesn't care for other people's lives. He just cares for figuring out how things work. You know, kind of like how Brainiac was a collector of cities. He destroyed the world and left one city for him to kind of like collect and observe. And yeah, it was really weird. But Owlman's a bit of the same way. Very, very creepy. So absolutely love this. I wish they made more of this whatever version of Justice League that I can... Crime Syndicate. Boom. Yes, I remember. The Crime Syndicate. There we go. Came to me, but we need Ultraman, we need Superwoman. That would be really cool to get. But so far we only have Owlman. I am so glad that came to me. So damn glad that came to me. My other O is Orko from Masters of the Universe. There's a cute little dude, and this guy is actually coming up in price. I saw this in someone's mystery box run, and I was like, but yeah, this thing is, right now, is like close to $40. Like, I need to put this in a protector. But yeah, little Orko is pretty cool. So, absolutely love Orko. Probably not my favorite character in Masters of the Universe, but he's obviously, there for comedy relief. So absolutely love every cartoon has that one character that's just there for the laughs, and that's definitely Orko for Masters of the Universe. Very, very cute and lovable. Okay, so for P, we have Phantasm. So Phantasm was, I believe it also appeared in episodes, but it also came out in a movie form, where it was pretty much a compilation of all the episodes that involved her. But yeah, this is really cool. It's a villain that doesn't get shown a lot of love, which I absolutely love her story very much. I mean, I know we all love the Joker, Penguin, and Two-Face and all them, but come on. This girl was awesome. So, love it, love it. And also, she appeared very briefly in Justice League Unlimited. And I'm just curious if anyone other than probably Jay Lee could remember what episode she came from in Justice League Unlimited. Because she appeared very briefly, and when I saw her, I was like, because I remembered her from the Batman series, so that was really freaking cool. So, absolutely love her. I'm glad they made her into a pop. And actually, this was one of the last pops I bought at Toys R Us before they announced they were going under. So, and also we have for P, Pippin Took. So, I'm not. The Lord of the Rings isn't one of my top fandoms ever, but I do enjoy it. The storyline overall, I love the characters mainly more than I do the story. Gandalf is awesome. Gandalf is my favorite character. But I'm missing one of the main hobbits. It's either Frodo or the other one. Bilbo? Yeah. It's either Frodo or Bilbo that I'm missing in my collection. There's a few different variants, but I know I'm missing at least one of them. Of just, the character. I don't need every variant, but I want one of each character. But I did want Legolas and Gimli, I got those two, and then I wanted one of each Hobbit. So, Pippin's not my favorite character, but again, I wanted each one of each Hobbit because I just like them in the movie. So, Pippin Took. And then for Q, Quicksilver. Now, I chose Quicksilver for a few different reasons. One, again, I love the X-Men. Two, I was a fan of Scarlet Witch and Vision and all the characters that related to them long before WandaVision came out. Like, that's one of the reasons why I watched WandaVision, was because I loved those characters growing up. 3, this is probably as close as I'm going to get to getting the Pietro Pop. Quicksilver. So, and the other Q is Queen of Hearts from Disney's Alice in Wonderland. Not one of my favorite Disney movies. I've seen it when I was a kid. I haven't watched it lately. But the reason I chose this was because of the sculpt. So she comes with a little gerbil or whatever, and the little bird that she uses to play croquet. And the sculpt, those two things along with the sculpt of her face and her posture. This is one of the most well done Disney villains because it definitely captures her personality. Like, this is the Queen of Hearts. Again, I think it could have been cooler if they made a different one with her turning like red, because she got so red when she was mad. But they didn't do that for the new release for Alice in Wonderland, and it kind of annoys me that they didn't. But whatever. So we're stacking these pops pretty high over here. For R, we have Rose Nyland from the Golden Girls. Golden Girls, instant classic. If you've watched it, you've fallen in love with these 4 women. I mean, I grew up on this show again, one of the sitcoms I grew up with. I do like Designing Women, I have said. Do I like Designing Women more or less? It's really even, more or less, but I feel like Designing Women kind of comes out on top. I definitely watched more Golden Girls than I have Designing Women, though. Not dissing this show at all. This was amazing. Designing Women was amazing. They were both awesome shows. But I really wish we got Designing Women pops, too. But yeah, I love this, of course. Betty White is just an icon in the movie industry and the TV industry, and she will forever be a legend. And of course, she's the only one still living as well. Absolutely loved this. I almost wanted to get the bowling set that came out not too long ago, but I'm like, I restrained myself and just kept to the original 4. The other R I have is Robin Hood. So this is a much older pop. Series 6 of Disney. What year did this come out? Does it have it on the bottom? It doesn't have one of those stickers on the bottom, and I can't really tell, but I know this was an older pop. Unfortunately, mine is a little bit damaged right there, but oh well. But yeah, I don't believe I've ever seen Robin Hood. I read the storybook that accompanied the Disney version as a kid, so maybe that counts. And honestly, I may have made that rip myself. I honestly can't remember, but because I know I've taken this out of the box. Somewhere on my IG is a picture of this pop in a tree at my old place. And it's still one of the best. I don't do a lot of Funko photography. I'm not quite Mad Hatter Pops in that situation. If you want to watch that kind of stuff, go check out Mad Hatter Pops channel because he's great at it, and his IG. But I haven't done a lot. But the one that I've made with the Robin Hood is probably my favorite. But yeah, absolutely love it. It's super cute. It's staying in the collection, whether it's ripped or not, or I haven't seen it or not. So for S, we're getting closer to the end. My throat is raw at this point. But for S, we have Starfire. Now, unfortunately, all the Teen Titan characters, or most of them, that's actually labeled as Teen Titans, is part of Teen Titans Go. I don't like that, because Teen Titans Go, it's funny, whenever they reboot a series, every true fan is like, can you get the original voice actors? Can you get the original voice actors? Please, if you don't have the original voice actor, it's gonna suck. Well, they got all 5 of the original voice actors back for Teen Titans Go, and it sucked. They changed it so much. And I feel like that's just a pattern that I'm seeing across a lot of shows now. And I'm not saying the shows are horrible, but if you grew up with the original one, there's no contest, which is better. But honestly, the kids that are growing up with Teen Titans Go are probably going to say the same thing if they watch the original Teen Titans in a few years, who knows. But they did that with this one. They did it recently with DC Superhero Girls. They revamped it and dumbed it down. I'm sorry if anyone takes offense to that, but that's the way I see it, is dumbing it down. They're taking away the action and the adventure and the story and just making it one joke after the other. And I understand that's entertaining. I just don't like it. But this is the Starfire from Teen Titans Go, because it's the closest you can get from getting the original Teen Titans pop. So, like from the original show. So, close enough. I love Starfire. I love Raven. I am working on trying to get all of these, either this version of them or in their cosplay outfits, because I have Starfire as the Flash, and I have Raven as Wonder Woman, and I think I have Cyborg as Green Lantern, but I'm missing Beast Boy as Martian Manhunter and Robin as Batman. But absolutely love this. Again, the piercing green eyes. I like it when they change the eyes on Funko. So really very cool. It's got a protector in it, because I know at one point it was worth something. I don't know if it still is or not, honestly. For the other S, Storm. Storm is my favorite Marvel character. We've gone through a lot of Marvel characters, and I keep saying that I love X-Men, but Storm is 100% my favorite. And again, when I do stuff like this, I try to incorporate her if I can. Usually I go with the OG one, with her in her white outfit, but I decided to pull the one with the black outfit, the Hot Topic exclusive, out for this one. I have the Halle Berry version, I have the Mohawk version, I have the Venomized versions, but this from the animated series style look, specifically this one, will always be my favorite Storm Pops in my collection. Loved that character from that series. Her voice just captivated me as a kid, and yeah, I just love this character. I really can't explain why. I love Storm. For T, we have Tinkerbell. So this is part of the Disney Treasures. I was talking about Marvel Collector Corps earlier. Disney Treasures was another box. Originally, this did go to Hot Topic after the box was canceled, but it was, again, of lesser quality. In some cases, we got some really cool pops out of it, like the Hook and TikTok, and the snake Jafar, but I still prefer when Funko made the original Disney treasure boxes and stuff. But yeah, so here is Tinkerbell. You can see she is on a little cloud of pixie dust that's trailing around her. Very, very cute. I love the Disney Fairies series, like the Tinkerbell movie series. Actually, the first two ones, the Tinkerbell one and then Lost Treasure, I believe it is. Those two I'm not so much a fan of the movies, but all the ones that came after that, I love those movies. And I really wish we got more of the Disney Fairies in pop form, like Vidia and Rosetta and Iridessa and all them. But who knows if we ever will. And then for other tea, we have Tempest Shadow from My Little Pony the movie. I actually really love My Little Pony. I've said it a couple times recently. The movie, it was so-so. It wasn't the greatest ever, honestly, but it was a movie. But this is the villain from the movie, Tempest Shadow, Hot Topic exclusive. Very cute again with the eyes. Love it. She's got her little scar above her eye. I still don't understand why Funko didn't make all of the main 6 ponies, because this is in their sea pony forms, but they still just kept to those 4 and didn't give any love to Rarity or Applejack. Still don't understand that. And these were the only 5 they made. I believe there may have been a couple chases, I believe, but no other characters other than these 5. So very, very weird. But again, I absolutely love My Little Pony Gen 4. Is Gen 5 even out yet? If so, I may have to give that a shot. I don't know. You now? Yeah. We're at you, so I think we're closer to the home stretch now. So I mentioned we were going to talk about Addams Family later. Here it is. Here is Uncle Fester. Again, I love the Addams Family, the original sitcom TV series. I've watched the movies. I haven't watched the newest animated movie, but I've watched the Addams Family movie. I watched Addams Family Values. It's okay. They're okay. I prefer the original sitcom because it's funnier to me. It's more funnier. I mean, I like the dark stuff, don't get me wrong, but I just prefer classic comedy, I guess, as opposed to it. But really cool. I do have all the characters in here. I do not have the full set because I don't have all the different versions of, like, I think there's a couple different versions of Wednesday, and I don't have the Chase Gomez, but really freaking cool. It's still a huge disappointment because it was rumored that this pop was supposed to glow in the dark, but it didn't, which kind of sucks, but whatever. And I want to say, did I get this or did James I know James sent me Lurch. I almost want to say, or was this... It was either James or my mother. I honestly can't remember. I know Mom got me one of the Addams Family Pops. I want to say it was that one. I could be wrong, but I know James got me the Lurch. My other here we go with some Pride. I said I was planning on doing Pride for Batman, but I went ahead and did it with Ursula. I actually had another Ursula Pop set to do this, the diamond variant. But I did use that one for my name challenge not too long ago, so I pulled out the brand sparkling new diamond edition Pride Pop for Ursula. I ranted about it in that video a little bit. I wouldn't call this a diamond, this is a glitter pop, but whatever. So, really freaking cool. And again, Ursula is one of the characters that makes sense. One of the few, because again, she was inspired by a drag queen. So to me, that makes sense for her to be in Pride form. The others, not so much. Well, SpongeBob, but most of the others, not so much. So for V, we have Vulpix. Vulpix and its evolved-form Ninetales are my favorite Pokemon of all time. This is the flocked version that came out. I got a lot of last year's con exclusives in this set. In this video, I didn't really realize how many I was pulling out. Oops. But here is the 2020 flocked edition. I went ahead and ordered, I got Psyduck here. I haven't put Psyduck in a video yet, but I got Psyduck. I got Meowth on the way. I went ahead and ordered the Charizard and the Horsey, and I'm like, why did I do that? Because I know they're going to make flocked versions. But regardless, they're coming. But here's the flocked of Vulpix again. One of my favorite Pokemon. Really is my favorite Pokemon, with this one and Ninetales. And I love flocked pops. They're just cuter to me when I look at them. I just love it. Look at the face. It's so precious. I absolutely love it. My other V is Vision. So this is from, Infinity War. Hot Topic exclusive. This jumped up in value during WandaVision. I don't know if it still is up in value. But again, I was a fan of Vision from long before the MCU started using him. There was an Avengers show when I was a kid where Vision was the robotic entity of Wonder Man. Wonder Man was injured, and they pretty much took what was left of him pretty much and put it inside of Vision. And because Scarlet Witch was kind of in love with Simon, Wonder Man from Marvel, she ended up falling in love with Vision. So I've been a fan of that since that show. It's y'all people that are late to the game on this one. But absolutely love Vision. I have most of the Vision pops. I'm missing a couple, but I have most of them. For W now, we have a Wile E. Coyote as Cyborg. So I love this set. The one thing that's really cool with Warner Brothers is that they do have a lot of crossover in their stuff. If you watch the original I say original because they announced that they're making a sequel. But the Scoob movie, which I haven't, but if you watch that movie, you know that they dress up as different Warner Brothers characters, like the DC characters and the other Hanna-Barbera characters that are partially owned by Warner Brothers or fully owned, maybe. Same with, what was that other thing? There was another animated Scooby movie that had them dressing up for Halloween and stuff, I believe, as well. Very recently. But anyway, these were all exclusive to FYE. I love this. I love how they're all like cosplaying as the character, because I mentioned on this one, you can kind of see that dark gray parts is tape that's holding like the cardboard armor on, which is just so freaking cute. I really wish they would make more of these, even make it so like maybe Scooby-Doo dressed as some of the DC characters, but I freaking love this. I wish they had kept going with the Looney Tunes stuff. We're really getting tall here now. I'm stacking them like this, and I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. Let me start a brand new stack right here on the floor. So the next W is, of course, Wonder Woman. I had to put one Wonder Woman pop in here. So this is an older one. 2018 fall New York Comic Con exclusive. So this was from Sensation Comics #1. This was the first appearance of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was created in 1941 by William Moulton Marston. Absolutely love that. The reason it's in a hard stack, I have an itty bitty little shelf right over here by the door. And I have this one. I have the Superman #1, which was sort of the one from 1938, and the 1939 Batman, first appearance of Batman. And I have them all stacked on top of each other. So anything I put like on a shelf back here and not on like a more solid, but like this shelf is solid, but on a more solid bookcase I put in a hard stack. And this shelf is pretty flimsy. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't fallen yet. I'm jinxing it. But yeah, that's why it's in a hard stack. But I absolutely love Wonder Woman. That is not a secret around here. Mama J and I, and Brandy, Brandy's not a super huge fan as much as Mama J and I, but she still loves Wonder Woman. It's her favorite DC character, so absolutely love this. I am very close to completing the Wonder Woman set, and by very close I mean over $1,000 away, because I'm missing the two most expensive ones, but still close, right? For X, we have Xander. I do not have the Chase version. I just have the common version of Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Buffy was an amazing show. I absolutely loved it. It had romance, it had suspense, it had drama, it had magic, it had monsters, it had horror, it had everything that you kind of love. And I don't even like horror stuff. In fact, as a kid, the trailers or commercials for Buffy scared the crap out of me. But when I first started watching it, I fell in love with it. I loved Giles. I fell in love with Willow, even Tara to some extent. But Willow was my favorite. Well, Giles was my favorite, but I like Willow too. But I don't have all of the originals. In fact, I think the only original I have is Buffy, who is somewhere back there. I think right there she is. But I did get all of the newer pops, except for I don't think I got the newer Buffy actually. I just kept to the newer characters. But yeah, there is Xander from Buffy. So, really cool. My other ex is Xena Warrior Princess. This is another series that I feel like needs some more love. You know, Xena was very, very popular in the late 90s, early 2000s. But the fandom has kind of died down, and it kind of sucks because I love this series. Again, it was one of the first series that really incorporated LGBTQ without saying it bluntly. They did everything else but. I mean, literally, you had 2 female characters kissing on screen, and some people were still like, oh, they're good friends. It's amazing how people can brainwash themselves to think like that. But whatever. I absolutely love it. I wish they made more. I know they're making a Hercules, because, you know, Xena was a spinoff of Hercules TV show, so hopefully we get Gabrielle at some point, and Joxer. Those are the only 2 characters. Well, I'd be happy with a Gabrielle, but I'd be happier with a Joxer too. But okay, 2 more letters, 4 more pops. Okay. Y. Yukon Cornelius from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The only 2 I'm missing from this set is the Misfit Element. The Misfit Elephant and Hermie. I really do work on trying to complete this one. In fact, I probably should get on Macari and check someone, because I also want the Heat Miser and Snow Miser from the classic holiday set that they made. I just love Christmas so much. I love the old Rankin and Bass cartoons, so absolutely love it. I wish they would make more of these characters. But yeah, I got Yukon, I think last year, and again, absolutely love it. I can't really explain it. It's nostalgia, it's Christmas, it's perfect. So, absolutely love that one. And then my other Y is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was really cool to me because it's one of the few anime, you know, I like the classic, like mundane, almost, animes. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I like Pokemon, I like Sailor Moon, Digimon, Bakugan to some extent. I didn't watch all of it, I just watched some of it. But those are really pretty much it. But Yu-Gi-Oh! I loved because I knew how to play the game. I knew how to play the damn game. I watched on TV. I had the Game Boy game from 2004, sorry. I had the Game Boy game from 2004, Game Boy Advance. And yeah, it was just awesome. I knew how to play the game. I felt smart. Even though I was sucky at it, I felt smart for just knowing how to play the game. I don't know why. But the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Awesome story, awesome characters. Of course, Yami is pretty much sort of the main character. Well, Yugi is the main character, but Yami shares the same body as Yugi, so he should count. I'm going to go ahead and put him on top because we only have a few more left. And maybe if I put it in the middle, it'll be less likely to fall. So, last letter. We have Zeus from Hercules. I love Hercules. It's probably my favorite Disney animated movie of all time. I love Maleficent, the live-action movie. And there's a few, like Brave is my favorite Pixar movie. Hercules is my favorite anime movie from Disney, and Maleficent would be my favorite live-action. usually. Sometimes that changes, but for the most part, it stays like this. I do wish that you could see the little cloud Pegasus when it's in box like this, but you really can't. Absolutely love this. Zeus in this series is nothing like the actual Zeus from like mythology. When you read about Greek mythology, nothing like it. But that's the magic of Disney. So he's a very lovable character in this form. I do have nearly all the Hercules pops, and I am still missing a couple, but very, very awesome. Wanted to include some version of the Hercules character in here. I almost went with Hades, but Heimlich went out on that one. And last but not least, we gotta finish it with a DC character. We got Emerald City Comic Con last year, 2020, Zatanna. You know, 2020 was sucky, but they gave us some good pops out of it. But Zatanna, I believe she was created. I know she was created for the Batman the Animated Series. But you know, like Harley and I think a couple other characters. But I know Harley for sure. She really rose and became her own character. Now Zatanna, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Even the creators have announced they don't care. They pronounce it Zatanna, but they don't care if anyone else pronounces it differently. But I love her. She's a sorceress and a magician. She's a professional magician, but she does add some sorcery to her acts, and then of course she battles with her sorcery as well, and she does it by speaking backwards, which is awesome. So I love it. Of course, this is the classic looking, not the more modern looking, but this is the classic looking Zatanna with her top hat and fishnet tights. Absolutely love this pop. Zatanna does not get enough love. Love it, love it. So, I went through the alphabet 2 times for you, Brandy. Anyway, honestly, I thought this was going to be fun. I love doing challenge videos, but y'all, my throat hurts from doing this so long. So, now, they say now, used to, you know, you'd only tag like 3 people, but now apparently it's 10 people. That's too many. So, you know what? My very first video on this channel was a challenge video. No one had challenged me to do it. I just thought it'd be fun. And I do love doing challenge videos. It's still true. I love doing this. Just took too long. But if I had just done it normally, it would have. But Brandy challenged both of us. But yeah, you used to just tag 3. But now it's 10. But in my original video, I was like, you know what, no one tagged me. I'm not tagging anyone else. If you guys feel like it, do it. So that's what I'm going to do. If you guys want to do this challenge, please go ahead and do so. If you don't want to do the challenge, sit back and watch the rest of us do it. I'm really starting to get an urge to remake, since a lot of these older challenges are coming back now. I really want to go ahead and remake my species challenge. I said that before, I think during the name challenge. But yeah, I really want to go ahead and make the species challenge again. So watch for that in the coming weeks. After I put these pops up, I'll probably look around for pops to do the species challenge with, which was a challenge that I made up like 2 years ago. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I will go ahead and leave a link to Geek Meets Eats in the description box below. Go watch at your own risk. Because Brandy is as lovable as she is annoying. And that's the most polite way I can think of to say it right now. The most oblivious person ever, because she had challenged both Caitlyn and Funko Pops and Unicorns to this thing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I managed to edit it together in a way that was cohesive and it didn't jump around too much, because again, I had like 10 of these that I had to redo again, which is partially why my throat is sore. So I need to shut my mouth and go rest up for a little bit. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out some of the others that are doing the alphabet challenge video here on YouTube. I know JLH and Last Ketchum and of course Brandy have done it. So go check them out, show them some love, and thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, like always, it's a community, not a competition, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.